Get on back when the world cannot control. While the world cannot control, well, nothing moves the road.
Now, son, I'll see unloving from the moon. All every morning will be because of you. That they are brain coughing, body coughing. That's God in flame, farming in the reading. That's God in flame, taking, yes, that's God now. That's God in flame, farming in the reading. If I could day started playing around. That's God in flame, farming in the rhythm. That's God in flame, taking, yes, that's God down. That's God in flame, farming in the rhythm. If I could day started playing around. That's God in flame, farming in the ribbon. That's God in flame, take it, yes, that's God down. That's God in flame, farming in the ribbon. If I could taste how to bring around. That's God in flame, farming in the ribbon. That's God in flame, take it, yes, that's God down. That's God in flame, farming in the ribbon. If I could taste how to bring around. That's God in flame of climbing in fuzzy Saturday. If a place like Ripple clean, that God found by me. Little head is celebration, it sails up for you. I get those questions I can never do. That's God in flame climbing in the rhythm. That's God in flame, take it, yes, that's God down. That's God in flame climbing in the rhythm. If I could taste how to play around.
Everybody move, everybody move. You know, everybody move, and I everybody move. Yeah, everybody do it, but I everybody do. Everybody blue, I go out everybody blue. You are everybody blue, get out everybody blue. Yeah, Blue.
You. That was hilarious. God, I always getting good at graphics. Hillbilly, Trailer Park Hillbillies. Trailer Park Hill, what was it? Hillbillies. Yeah. So stay tuned for the next episode of that. So that was the Thanksgiving one. And I don't own the content, but here it is. Thanksgiving Day over in Yankee Land. Doesn't mean anything here. I'm thinking to create a day for Thanksgiving's Day here called Thanksgiving Day. You know, the fact that we didn't kill all the Aboriginals and we let them live, you know, so in America it's like sharing food with the natives, wasn't it? You know, so here it'll be like, yeah, we let them live, you know, we didn't kill them all out. Well, not we, them. Them elitists definitely committed genocide here. But, that's happened a long time, isn't it? 5:55 p.m. Yes, must be getting late in America. What was I doing? I was watching Ray Boston Mud Flood Adventures. Boston Ray. Talking about the Bible and the flood, and there's one guy on there, he sort of knows his stuff, Andy. They still going? God, Ray has ads, so I have to get past the ads on it just to get to his stream, which normally you don't get ads on streams, but YouTube makes it so now. Oh, God, this will be the fourth time. Try to get there.
Up here tonight, like we're not going to pretend that like evil doesn't exist, right? Like we're not going to pretend like the place is only good, because when God said let there be light, he let Lucifer into the realm, the angel of light, and then he cast him down as Satan, and the whole reality is like a yin and yang. I feel like there's evil always here in this reality. It's part of the reality, it's built into it, and what it is it's like a frequency or like a wave, and it sometimes it intensifies around you and people die, or people you lose loved ones, or something really horrific happens, right? Or sometimes it just, you might fall on black ice and dislocate your shoulder, or it's just like it's a little bit, and it's almost like sometimes it's completely evil, sometimes it's just like it just always reminds you that it's still there, though. It's always there. Something bad's always happening to somebody, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's why in the book of Ephesians it says to wear the armor of God.
All right, so I want to get
I'll tell you all about that.
the full armor of God. Get it up, Andy. Get Ephesians. I love that one. Get it up.
Yeah,
Heavenly realm sounds just as absurd as an angelic being.
Let's pray for the full armor of God for everybody here tonight, everybody listening, everybody that's out there suffering, everybody who's sick. We're going to pray for the full armor of God.
But this does not mean there is not any truth in these words. The angels are led by a specific angel called Semjaza. The Book of Enoch lists over 18 of these angelic leaders and calls them the chiefs of tens. And the text informs us that over 200 of these beings descended with the intention of committing genetic miscegenation. And the manner this is conducted far exceeds the mere enticement of lust. These are not the actions of those desiring human women, but the execution of a well-organized plan, devised with an almost military-like hierarchy of leaders.
There shall be no
They must
hierarchy.
take an oath, because they know once their plan is in action, there is no return. Actions.
Yo! Did you hear that, right, Russ? The fallen angels were like a hierarchy that came down like a military force to impregnate these women, like a military plan. Like that's crazy. So like they knew what they were gonna do. They knew that they were gonna make these friggin' Nephilim or something. They knew they weren't supposed to do it. They knew God didn't want them to do it, but yet they were like they came up. They were military about it.
They all like shook hands or like like it was like a contract.
Yeah, they don't really explain that to you in church.
No, not yet. It's in the book of Enoch.
In my church, they would. If I had a church, I would explain that shit to people. But
this is like your church, right?
I thought about starting a new church where we can talk about stuff like this.
So this is the moral of the story. Actions have consequences. Let's hear it.
Have consequences. And Enoch knew this all too well. In the book of visions, he has a nightmare of what's to come. I raised mine eyes towards heaven and saw a lofty roof with 7 water torrents thereon, and those torrents flowed with much water into an enclosure.
I love that. Hold
and
on.
as I looked at the height of that water,
it's a flat earth flooding the earth, bro. It's a flood flooding the flat earth, bro.
Nice, with the dome and everything.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking wonderful. No, I mean,
nice.
Water had risen above the height of that enclosure and was streaming over that enclosure.
Okay, so
what is clear from both Genesis.
He believes that something like this happened, right? Like the water came from above and all around and just completely friggin' flooded. Someone's here. Who is it? Rotman. Rotman, welcome to the show, Rotman, all the way from New Zealand. All the way from. We made it to New Zealand. We reached New Zealand. I called it at the beginning of the show. What's up?
Yay.
I know. It's been meaning to come in on. Yeah.
God's working in strange ways tonight. Amen.
I'm sorry, I didn't see.
In Jesus' name.
Back then.
Forever and ever. Yo, so how's everybody doing? John, how you feeling?
Australia, actually.
Australia, not New Zealand. Well, we made it to Australia. Maybe we'll get to New Zealand. So how far is New Zealand from Australia?
It's actually Australia. I'm in Australia.
Australia.
half human.
It is
Yeah, man. And number two, they man, that was crazy. Anyway, that was
Basically,
and the
what possessed
Mosaic
with
law.
crazy. Yeah. So why
Clear
did
that most struggle with the concept of God being a good, forgiving, and benevolent being. So many cannot wrap their minds around the concept of a benevolent God when there exists such evil and corruption in the world.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Go ahead, Andy. We might come back to
Oh,
that.
man.
Not this place anyway. Yeah.
Bro, like God says, like he's got pretty much an infinite amount of angels, right?
Mhm.
And then so if he cast out a third of them, I mean, do the math. What's a third of an endless amount? So it's
A
kind of
million.
scary to think that all those came down and raped all their women that they wanted to and made all these freaks.
And it was a military, like they were like a military about it. You know, like you can't fuck with the military when like
It's like the Holocaust guy had to kill them all.
think about like a Navy SEAL team of angels coming down on a mission to mess up the genome of God.
Well, like you're asking,
They were on a mission to mess up God's creation.
Yeah.
God was obviously so pissed off that but he was so pissed
Jesus
off that
did
he
something
flooded the earth.
similar.
And so one of them
Jesus
taught
did
him how to
something
use
similar.
makeup and gems and stones and things.
Yeah.
Jesus
So
taught
they
you-
were attracted to women by their hair, and they taught them makeup.
Oh yeah, that's stuff too. Yeah.
This is where I think we're living post all of these things, and that we kind of are those genetic mutations again, and those like an experiment being conducted by many other entities on those of us trapped in the bubble
That's a trick.
at the moment.
Jen, what
because-
if we are like some sort of experiment from the fallen angels, and that's how we became, and that's why we don't know shit.
I do think that that's what it's just my personal opinion, and it's based on my experiences and what these things have beamed straight into my damn brain.
Maybe
sitting
they
here.
don't want us to know about God or the creation and time, put space and time and space between us and the creation, because they don't want us to know that we were created by this.
For an experiment?
That might
I'm
be
just speculating.
very well part of it. I'm
It's
kind of
good.
like on the fence about that, because one of the things that they implied to me, and my regression therapy that I've been doing has kind of backed up that thought that a lot of us, maybe not everybody, but some of us are experiments, perhaps not entirely the same genetic makeup as original man or something like that. And I mean, like, that sucks for me to think about it that way, because I don't think I'm a bad person. I think that I have a soul that was creator given, and I felt like I've met good spiritual entities that to me came across, just with the education and the words that I know, as angelic, and some that were bad. And the bad ones really did get rapey. Sorry, it's just
it's
true.
okay. It's okay.
They tried to insist to me that they were just going to give me to somebody, and he was going to take me. And I was like, wait a minute.
So by the way,
this
is Iwa. This is Iwa.
Their ass. I love fighting people like that.
So like you hear his voice. This right here is a picture of Iwa. This is him talking.
The answer to this supposed paradox is a very simple one, and it is hidden within the code of the Bible and Enoch's bloodline.
And this is him. And this is
Come
him.
on.
So like he used to sit in front of me. He used to sit in front of me. He was a fat, chubby, short, stout kid. He used to fit in front of me, and I used to copy off his paper. He was really smart. And he was cool. That was him. I remember. You remember that? You remember Iwa in class, Singe?
Kind of. I remember the guy who gleeked. He liked to gleek everywhere he'd go.
Yeah, gleeking. I remember.
He'd like to gleek everywhere.
Hey, bro, you're right about it being an experiment, though, Jenny.
Yeah. I love your ideas, Kenny. I love your thoughts.
This is a Bible verse that says the experiment. It says in the King James Version, 2 Corinthians 9:13, "Whiles by the experiment of this ministration they glorify God for your professed subjection unto the gospel of Christ, and for your liberal distribution unto them and unto all men, and by their prayer for you which long after you, for the exceeding grace of God in you."
Wow. You know, that's
But it
crazy.
says by the experiment of this ministration. So I think it's like a God thing that it's an experiment type. I don't know. I mean, I found it says experiment. I mean, there's more to it than that, but
Well, and
you know,
just
that's what,
another layer of weird reality to add on to that for
yeah.
you
Where was
is
that?
if you
Where,
don't already consider yourself some kind of angelic being on some level, where do you think your soul, your spark came from? If two people copulated and what they did was draw a soul into a vessel.
Good
Well,
call.
and what would that tree
It was
really
the
be? It's another
right.
toroidal field of another living being in my
It was
in
the
my
tree of wisdom and knowledge.
yeah,
Good
like
call.
Oh yeah.
And they use the
Yeah,
serpent
no,
like
this I think
Caduceus and everything. Caduceus.
this the word meant snake, not serpent. So it was a humanoid type person. It just meant snake as in like a bad person.
okay, so what if that's talking about what some of us have viewed as reptilians? And that would
Right.
bring us back into us being the Zootopia great experiment of many different
Right.
species creating hybrids and seeing which ones work out, and like
So,
some
of
of us
course.
finding that we can't breed with other people of different blood types and stuff like that, even though like we all do kind of look the same. We're all humans or whatever, we're all meat suits,
Jesus
but
called
we can't all
the
breed.
religious
That's a trip.
leaders
That's a
a
trip.
brood of vipers and snakes. He did claim that.
Chat is going nuts. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
Shapeshift.
Well,
Okay, well, is that possible, like what some of us experience as sometimes astral or dreamlike or outright conscious memories of being taken by other entities or being experimented on, messed with, whatever? Did you? So would that not be something that you could somewhere find in some scriptural or mythological text somewhere throughout the world? That probably matches up with somebody else's description of an alien or a demon or something else, and they're entities that are always here.
Look at that on rays. You can see the Earth from space. The ice ring. Yeah. So did you want to hear about the armor of God that's here? I pulled up. We were gonna. I tried sharing a video about what you call it, the timeline of all the people leading up to the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, and all the way from Adam, and it showed the actual timeline in the video. It was pretty easy to follow. I shared it on my phone. Because like early on, when I was pretty young, I was reading the Bible, and I was like, hey, you could figure out how old the world is just from all these people, because it says in each of the people stories how long they lived, and then God shortened their lives and why people live so long. And
I got a
I
skull right
mean,
here.
God gives us
From
all
Adam
the clues there in Scripture if you want to figure it out. It's pretty cool.
So Andy, I got an idea. Okay, let me put it on. Well, we put it on the screen. Go ahead, keep talking, guys. Sorry.
Nice.
And I think this is coming from God Himself. So I'm giving you guys messages tonight.
John Keely's got it. He's got the timeline. Look at that. He's holding it up.
Well, can you put it on the screen, John? Oh, I'll put you full screen, John. I'll let you talk. I'll put you full screen.
And we got the.
Hold on. Oh, awesome. I'll try to post it. No, but that's awesome though, because we're streaming on like 20 channels. I don't know why it wouldn't work for Jennifer, because she tried to do it. It just worked for Ken, Jen.
It did. Well, I admit all the time, Ray, and I have no shame that I am a bit of a techno-tard, but the 3 little dots didn't show up before I went into the studio. And once
it should be up in the right corner. It should stream to your audience.
No, it's really not there.
Let me see, where is it? There you go. For Thanksgiving, we would like to thank God. So, Andy, we've got a prayer to thank God for everything.
Yeah.
Are you there, Andy?
And we're talking about the armor of God.
Yeah, we got to get the armor of God.
And we're talking.
Let's do all that.
And then we got the helmet of salvation.
Yep.
So
and we got the sword of the Spirit.
The sword of the Spirit. The full armor of God. Ephesians chapter 6. And let's thank God. And let's thank God for everything in Jesus Christ's name, because we're very blessed.
Amen.
We're very blessed.
Yeah, speaking of Jesus here, it says what he said in Luke 14, verse 18, I will not leave you desolate. I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world will see me no more. But you will see me, because I live. You will live also. In that day you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. He who has my commandments and keeps them, he it is who loves me. And he who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and manifest myself to him. So I think he's talking about the Spirit. He gives us the Holy Spirit, like Jenny was talking about.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I found myself in the Bible Belt. Like, it's wonderful here. It's beautiful.
What's the Bible Belt?
You never heard of the Bible Belt?
I've heard of it, but I think it's like a bunch of churches, right?
No, it's
Midwest.
It's a Midwest. It's a bunch of states. It's a whole belt of states that are very high concentrated with churches and Christians and stuff.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I drove through it, I saw children playing, riding their bikes all alone, riding down the street.
Yeah,
watching them.
That's how it is here. It's crazy.
They're safe. Everybody watches. It's safe.
And
they're safe. You don't have to have people watching them.
And everybody watches them because everybody has guns. We don't need police because everybody polices.
And God protects his children and their children's children.
Yeah.
How do you think I'm still here? Or how do you think all of us are still here? We're warriors for God.
The God of the Bible holds us together. In him we live and breathe and have our being. Yeah.
All right. So let me get back to it. We got so much information.
Right.
So much information.
Were we gonna hit on flat Earth some more?
A flat Earth? What do you mean? What do you want
I
to
got
say?
tons
I mean,
of Tartaria.
we know the Earth is flat. True. How about a True King song?
All right, yeah, we can do it. We
Here,
can do it. Why? You guys want to take a break? I mean, I'm ready to go. I have I want to just show something real quick.
here,
Nice.
let's do this to vegans real quick.
Let's try this.
So I've been researching mud flood for several years now, and I constantly get asked the question, how did the mud flood occur? And I have thought about this question for a long time, and I have researched and looked at film and video and pictures and read and conversated with people for years. And I've come up with a few ideas of how I think that happened to an extent. But recently I had
like,
an
subscribe,
epiphany
thumbs
of
up,
sorts.
support.
A new idea, let's call it, of how the mud flood could have happened. And so I went and ran it by some of my comrades in the mud flood community in my mud flood club on MeWe. And that would be Caleb Wilkinson and Ozbeast. And you've probably heard of one or both of them. And I ran it past those guys to see what they thought of it, to test, if the idea held water. And in the process of that, we came up with some additional thoughts to the idea. And I would like to share that with the community tonight, and give you an idea of how I got here and what this new theory is. So one night I was doing some research for a new video, and I was looking at Google Earth, as one does in some researching events, and I ended up in Sacramento.
Shout out to
And
Cali.
Sacramento has a
36 people.
area
Thumbs up.
called Old
Share,
Sacramento,
like, subscribe.
and that
Put it
that
on
is the
Twitter.
area
Put it on X.
that is right here.
Community section.
See, it says Old Sacramento
Support.
there.
Support.
And all Old Sacramento is right here. Now,
Going on.
this is not the original Old Sacramento. Originally, it was much larger, but it got reduced because they wanted to redo the entire city. And the citizens hooted and hollered until they saved this one area. And they even wanted to run this road here, I-5, right through it. And if you'll notice, if I back up, I-5 runs straight and then straight up here. And they curved it around Old Sacramento here.
Big, dude. California.
So they saved Old Sacramento. Now, if you know anything about mud flood research, you know that Old Sacramento is flooded as a son of a bitch. Okay. The story goes that they raised the city of Sacramento, the old Sacramento area, back in old time, back in the 1900s. They raised the entire city. And if you do this research long enough, you'll realize that that's a horseshit narrative, and that's not true. So anyways, let me go ahead and get down in here. And I just want to do some running around in here and see. I want to walk around in here. And I was doing this the night that I had my little epiphany. I was just taking a tour of old Sacramento, and I was just looking around to see what was left, because this is a tourist trap now. You see some mud flood drop in right here. And right here, got some mud flood windows. All of this, it is known, or well, the official story is that they raised this entire area, okay? And that they raised a lot more than this, but they eventually tore that down and rebuilt the city. So it's known that this area is raised, okay? Check that out underground.
Yep.
But the truth is that this area was flooded, and they had to raise it because it was under the mud.
Yeah.
And look at that nice window underground there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice arched window. See if we can look back the other way.
Yeah, this really looks flooded bad.
Another arched window underground that's been bricked up. But they have turned this into a tourist attraction, and that's cool. But it's all horseshit narrative. This place was flooded out during the mud flood, and let's see, they have really snowed the people over, because they saved this part. Look at all that underground there. And they this is the Railroad Museum right here, which is kind of cool. Look at those arches. Yeah, this is above ground. Imagine what's underground. They have tours of this, and I have a video of the tours of this place.
Pretty good.
In my mud pavement light videos, and in the underground section. Oh, this is cool. Let's go back and make sure we see this. Got arched windows underground, and that looks more like a doorway. That's an arched, big arch there. So anyways, going back to what I was hinting at earlier, while I was doing this research, I learned a few things that I didn't know, and that sometimes you hit that one little spark of data that will set your mind going in a direction that takes you somewhere you didn't know you were going. And that's kind of what happened while I was looking over Sacramento here. And I'm not going to tell you what that is quite yet. I'll get to that a little bit later. Got a little drop in there. But it led me to start thinking about...
Thumbs up.
I have always, since very early on in my research, believed that... I'm going to take a turn here. That the mud flood did not come from above. Some people believe that the mud flood was a flood event, like a rain flood, like Noah's Ark event. And I don't believe that's true.
He doesn't believe it.
I believe that there was a great flood.
So he thinks the mud flood and the great flood were different. But real quick, whose channels are we on right now that I didn't post? I want to post your channel. Anybody here that I didn't post? No.
I'm pretty sure Noah's flood would have made a lot of mud as well.
Yeah, let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say.
A long time ago, in a much previous reset, I believe that that is, something that we have, over 1,200 flood myths around the world. So, I think that can be proved out in that way. But I do not believe this is a mud flood event where it came from above.
It says I got 66 views.
The mud dropped down
Where?
on top of the roofs. And the reason I don't believe
Post,
that is
like,
because, for
subscribe.
several reasons. Number one is that if you did drop mud from above, it would be too heavy on the roofs. And the roofs are not designed.
Now I was just looking at my channel on my phone here, and it's like stopped for some reason at 66 views, but it's not really stopped. And you know, the 66 books and everything that we were talking about earlier, it's just my affirmation that God is with us.
To carry the weight. This is a very interesting stair step. Look how steep that is. I'll get a little closer to that later on. I just wanted to make a note of that.
What's up? What's up? Wow. 3 6 6s. 6 6 6 6 6 6. Three double sixes. That's crazy.
And at 33.
And it's the number of man too.
Because you can't see that area from close up. But if you put all that weight onto the roofs of these buildings, they're not designed to hold that weight. And you can see here that you see these right here. This is where floor joists were put into the brick here. So there was a floor right here, and there was obviously a building in this area. So they've removed a building right here. This may or may not be old right here. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But this definitely had another building right here. No doubt. Now, how big that building was, I don't know. We got, obviously windows and doors below ground.
Yeah.
So, if you look at, let's say a building on fire, the firemen go up there, and you could tell that the roofs, it doesn't take much before they start, weakening, and the firefighters fall through the roofs. Okay, these roofs aren't designed to handle. Well, no roof is really designed to handle, that heat, but most definitely, these old structures with the wood, the timbered roofs, they're not going to stand up to, tons amount of water. And then if the water did get in, and the mud, you remember the mud is dirt. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dirt would be too load bearing, and it would just, crush the floor, and then it would crush the next floor, and then you'd have an actual,
what's up, Ken? Yeah. Well, let's see what he's getting at. You're right. Like, he's probably going to explain it a little more. But he's saying that there was mud and water that came together, is what he was saying. And the mud is heavy like dirt in the water. So that's like having a flood of dirt, just like a heavy mass
event where it collapsed a building due to pancaking. But it wouldn't come down in 9 seconds. It would come down probably a lot slower, but it would, one floor would collapse another, because you'd have dirt on top of dirt on top of dirt, floor on top of floor, and it would be too much. So I just don't believe, number one, that the mud came in from above. I just don't think that's my personal belief, personal opinion. That's not how it happened. That's nice right there. But and I also, because of the flow of the mud, you see how this is flowing here. You can see this in every city. Okay. Now this is Sacramento. Old Sacramento is not a good example of mud flow, but in every city, well, not every city. Some of them, like let's say Chicago, has been raised, where they raised it probably via viaducts, or Seattle, where they raised it. But in a lot of most cities, they didn't raise the ground level. It was actually they're still sitting on the mud flow. So you can trace the mud flow, and the mud flow always goes downhill. Okay, there's you can find it. Just follow the mud, and if you trace the mud up, you're going to find the top of the mud flow. Now, another theory is that oh wow, these are supposed to be columns that were on a one.
Okay, everybody go over to Boston Ray Mudfoot Adventures that wants a wrench. I'm giving out wrenches, and sub the channel and thumb it up.
An original building. This is supposed to be the ground level here. So, another theory is that the mud came in from the side like a flood of mud that came in like imagine a flood, let's say a river overflowing its banks. And I don't believe that that's how it happened either, because if so, you would have to have basically they're saying that that theory it comes from where the entire earth is flooded, and I don't believe that the entire earth was flooded. I've lost where I am.
He doesn't believe the entire earth was flooded.
So I don't believe that is a good theory.
That'd be a Glover.
And okay, I see where we're. So I don't believe it flooded the entire area. So then it got me thinking, okay, well, if I believe that you can trace the mud flow, okay, and it goes downhill, then, obviously it came from a point of origin. So then I'm looking, well, how does that actually take place? What do you actually need in order? Let's break it down, okay?
Break it down.
So I'm breaking this down in my mind, and I'm looking around old Sacramento. And I'm thinking, well, how did the mud flow into the town but not across? It's targeted, is my point. Okay, I've always believed that the mud was targeted. So it's like, how do you target the mud flow? Where the hell do you get this mud from, and how do you target that mud to take out a town or a city?
Yeah, how?
How do you do that? That's been the question. I get asked this question all the time, and I think about this question, and I've not had a very good answer, other than I believe that it came in from the side, and I'll show some video here at some point of how I believe it looked as it was coming in. I believe it looked a lot like the Indonesia event where they're gonna let me get down here. Cool. Where the Indonesia liquefaction event, I believe it looked like that. Now, I do not believe that it was a liquefaction. That's another theory, is that the mud came in from liquefaction. I do not believe that it was liquefaction, and the reason I do not believe it was liquefaction is because the buildings are level, and you can't have level buildings and liquefaction. The two don't mix. It's water and oil. They don't mix. Okay. So I don't believe it came from above. I don't believe it came from the sides in a mass flood. I do not believe it came from below. Okay, but I do believe it came in targeted from the area that is attacked. So it's like, well, how the hell do you get this mud to, let's say, Old Sacramento or wherever? Name a city, name a town, okay? Anywhere in the world. Okay, that's another thing, is how do you get that I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna show you the Railroad Museum because they don't allow you to look at it. This is a round house right here, and what this allowed them to do is turn the trains around, and they would take them in here and work on them. And one thing I learned is that I didn't know this before until recently, is that you can't, that the engines the old steam engines, that they had to be serviced for every day they worked. They had to be serviced for a day. So I thought that was very interesting. So I'm thinking, okay, well, how do you get I'm getting to the point. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a shorter video on this theory, but I'm letting you see, inside my inside thinking on and how I got there. So I started thinking about, how do you accomplish this? Okay, say you're the bad guy. Okay, you're the asshole that's going to cause the mud flood. Okay, well, how do you do that? Okay, I'm gonna be the ruler of the world. I'm gonna take over the world. How do I do that with mud? Okay, I'm really deeply thinking about this, meditating on this thought, and I'm looking around Old Sacramento, and I started thinking, well, what do you need to make mud? And there's what have you ever thought about that? What do you need to make mud? Think about that question. What elements do you, and I'm not talking about how, like, with what I'm talking about, like, what elements do you need to make mud? Just simple mud, not any particular kind of mud, just mud. If I told you to go outside and I need you to make me some mud in 5 minutes, or your life depends on it, okay, make me some mud. Okay, I want to go look around somewhere else for shits and giggles. Okay, I need you to make me some mud. Your life depends on it. Okay,
Yeah.
Where can I go? So
I'm gonna make
go
you
in.
coffee is what I'm
Let's
gonna
go
do.
look
I'll be
at
right
St.
back.
Louis. I ain't been to St. Louis in a while. How do you go outside and you make mud? And I know that sounds like a stupid question, but I really want you to think about that. I want you to really critically think about, how do you make mud? It's really simple is the answer. Okay. It's very, think like a child. Okay. And I'm toying with you a bit here because I want you to think. Okay. I want you to think it through. I want you to figure it out for yourself. What is the elements that would be used to make mud? How would you do that? Okay. Go outside in your mind, in your child's mind,
in your baby's mind.
Pretty. And I want you to make mud. Okay. What do you need? Okay.
In your third eye's
I'm going to
mind.
give you a bucket. Okay. All right. I give you the bucket. I want you to put the mud in the bucket. Okay. Just to give you a container. You don't need the container to make mud, but I'm just saying, take a bucket outside and make me some mud. Okay. As a child, imagine you're a child and your mama or your daddy tells you to go outside and play in the mud. And you go outside and there is no mud. Okay? You got your mud boots on. Whoa, those are crazy looking. You got your mud boots on. You're ready to go out. You're ready to play in the mud. You get out there, there's no mud. So you're like, well, I got to make my mud. So how do you make your mud? Think about that. Whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a good one. Purdy. Oh, man, it gets even better. Holy shit. So how do you make this mud? Okay. And I know a lot of you are out there like, look, dumbass, you do it like this. Okay. Okay. Well, a lot of people listening right now are going, I don't know. What? Just tell me, please. Quit torturing me. But it's so simple, you're going to kick yourself. Okay. A lot of you can't hurt. A lot of you have trouble just figuring out the simple things. Okay. But if you figure it out yourself, it's better. Okay. I'll give you a hint. You need 2 elements. 2. That is a crazy building. Wow, I'm glad I dropped in here tonight. So you got your 2 elements. You got your bucket. You go outside and you're going to make your mud with 2 elements. What do you need? Okay, it's real simple. You're a kid, 3 years old, 4 years old. You're going to go make mud because mommy told you it was okay. Okay, daddy said, go make some mud. It's all good. Go make the mud. Okay, you're out there. You got your bucket. You got your mud boots on. You're going to make your mud. I know I'm being annoying. Oh, my God. Look at it. Holy shit, that's badass. Incredible. Look at that. Freaking badass, man. Green Man dragons. That's off the freaking hook right there. I believe that's all wrought iron work right there. That is beautiful. That's just incredible. Okay, I'm gonna give you the first element. Okay, the first element you need
mud and
is
sand.
water.
It's great. Yeah, yeah. It's great. It's great.
Water. Have you figured out the second element yet?
And cocaine.
Don't be super specific. Just think it through. What is the next simple ass element that you need in order to make dirt? There's old wind catchers right there, portholes for the wind catcher. What is the next element? It's real simple. Oh wow, I can punch in. Check that out. Okay.
All right.
I think I've tortured you enough. The second
I think Andy's right. The first element in mud is Jesus.
element is dirt. Okay. Dirt.
It says it right there. Element.
Not any particular kind of dirt. Okay. There's lots of different kinds of dirt all around the world. So depending on where you are in the world, it depends on the kind of dirt that you're going to have. So a guy in Australia is going to make, got Tartarian lines there, is going to make a dirt out of one type of soil, and a guy in America is going to make dirt out of another kind of soil. And
all right, yeah, so that's why bricks look different. If they're made in Australia, it's different soil. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah. There's imported bricks all around the world too. They shipped them across on huge ships, didn't they? The old world bricks.
Shout out to the old world.
Yellow bricks.
Yeah.
For part, and began calling it the millennial reign of Christ, which I did not. And although I am a man of God, the Father, the highest and most high, and I am also a great prescriber to the teachings of Jesus, in no way...
What was that channel? That was Stuff Beagle. We're going to go back to it. That was Stuff Beagle.
Did I say and think that this has
you know Stuff Beagle. You was on the show with him many times.
anything to do with the character we call Jesus. And really, I don't think Revelation has anything to do with Jesus, as it was prophesied long after his death, we are told. And I love, once again, the teachings of Jesus. His teachings could fit into a very, very small 30-page book, and his teachings were once compiled by Thomas Jefferson and published. So again, great teachings, some of the best, and I would love to see a world where people practice the teachings of Jesus and not be such hypocrites. But I don't think that's what this 1,000 years or period is referring to. I don't think Jesus was concerned with building castles and cathedrals and all the works of the ancient world that we see. Not at all. This doesn't fall in line with his teachings at all. Not concerned with worldly affairs. And we don't just have beautiful cathedrals from the old world, but we have shitty brick buildings too. And it makes no sense that all this was constructed by angels, either fallen or elevated. What this 1,000 years, I believe, is referring to, and perhaps I should have stressed it then, is the last reset. And the last reset was the prosperous one. And for 1,000 years, there was prosperity. And as the Native Americans let us know, there have been 4 cataclysms, at least. And they refer to this as the red and blue star Kachina, the flipping of these resets or the plasma charge, like a switch. Red and
So he thinks there was 4 cataclysms.
blue. Red and blue. And during the red sky, there is prosperity. And there is no winter, and the light is warm, no seasons, and abundance everywhere. And I think this is what the Bible refers to as the period where the lion shall lay with the lamb, even though it says wolf now. A time where there is peace. And perhaps the air is so enriched.
John Levy's Mandela effect that he knows.
Look at that one.
With chi or prana or ether that the lion or wolf doesn't even have to hunt or eat, and nor would we. And so that's it in a nutshell. I believe Jesus is the reset. It's the metaphor for the reset. And the short period of Satan is the blue sky and the less favorable flipping of the plasma charge. And if this is the case, and 0 now marks not the birth of Christ, now that wouldn't make very much sense to reset a calendar for everyone. But it would if it was the last reset. And that would be simple enough then. We could say, well, the last reset occurred 1,022 years ago. But in actuality, that might be 2 resets ago. And the birth of Christ represented the red sky, or the favorable reset cycle. And from our research, there was another reset 200 years ago, or up to 4. And we are living on the tail end of that cycle. The blue sky, the seasons, and snow, and harsh.
So that's exactly what I was looking for. So there was a mud flood about 200 to 400, between 200 and 400 years ago. There was another one a little bit. This is the mud flood theory. So there was another one. There was 4 different ones. Everybody has a different opinion. So many different points of view. Right?
Like, I think even if there are events where whole amounts of people are wiped out and, repopulated and indoctrinated with different histories or whatever, it's still the fact that they're trying to hide that, there's a coming apocalypse.
Look, it says in Smithsonian Institution, not Institute. So, yeah.
Glaring light. And if that's the case, this is very positive. This would indicate that the next reset will be the red sky. But again, it would all be so simple, or somewhat, if they had not altered the timeline and clearly added the 1,000 years.
Oh, yeah?
But I just really wanted to stress that. I hope I haven't offended anyone. This is just my opinion. So I think that's it.
Red skies at night. Red skies at night. Oh.
See, Adam lived 930 years.
Here you go, Randy.
Well, we could talk over this one. You could look up all these stories, see the names. These are the genealogy of Christ. His family tree, This is his family line.
Okay. And it's about 6,000 years?
Yeah, these numbers are how long each of these people lived.
So how many years was it from Christ up until
So look at, when you stop it there at Enoch, stop it there for a second and look at Enoch. So he was walking with God, and then God took him up in a whirlwind. So that's why I don't think he had books written. Like, he had a huge family. And then, so God took him, and then God shortened the years. You'll see. God shortened it. It's a cool story. But he took him before the flood. He took Enoch up before the flood happened. So I don't think he wasn't part of the unrighteousness that was going on. So God took him.
Enoch was the only one that God saved.
Well,
He saved him.
And Noah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just thought that was cool.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Grandfather of
Noah. So 3 of them. So okay.
Methuselah is cool.
So how many years do you think it was from Adam to the flood?
969.
Look, the only one from Enoch in the line of Jesus, Methuselah. Look how long he lived, almost 1,000.
Wow.
Same with Noah. Wow, Noah was old, huh?
Wow.
It was 17th century.
So do you think people really lived that long, or do you think time was different?
God changed the length of years people could live. It explains it in the Bible. If you really want to get into this. You want to read the story? I'm down, but
go ahead. If you want to read, I'll let you take it away. You feel like reading? You got anything?
They may have been taller the further you go back.
If you want to go from the time of Adam, it was the 17th century is when the flood happened.
Yeah, you got to look here, and when it shortens the time.
What year was the 17th century? What do you mean? What year would that be?
Starts from the time of Adam, or we would call that 2300.
See, Abraham
BC.
BC. So that's a lot longer than what John Levy's saying 200 to 400 years ago.
Okay, there's Joseph. He lived 110.
Even if they added a fake 1,000 years onto the timeline to do that, it still wouldn't add up to that. It doesn't make any sense.
If that's BC, that's where the flood time was.
Yeah.
81 thumbs up. Nice. Keep going. Keep going. Get it to 100 thumbs up. Whoever Go Clap Bob is. We're gonna listen. We're just collecting views and thumbs up for every channel tonight. Everybody who joined, we're trying to, except for Jen, she didn't get it through, but I'll get her a call. Okay. Great video.
81 thumbs up.
Wonderful. We're killing it. And is Singeman still here? Or did he take off?
They didn't build all these massive ancient buildings in Los Angeles. They were already here. They've been here for thousands of years. Go downtown Los Angeles and New York and Utah, Salt Lake City and San Francisco. Those buildings were already there. They just co-opted them. Captain Cook went to Australia and put the Rothschild Windsor flag on the British Union Jack flag on the Aboriginal land. But they were already in their buildings in Sydney and Melbourne. They were already there.
You're saying some of these buildings are thousands of years old.
Tartarian. They were from Tartar.
Even California was Tartarian?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The whole world.
I hear that like it's a new thing in truth seeking is the lost kingdom or kingdoms of Tartaria.
Even if they've been rebuilt, like you can see the foundations are.
There's a lot of old maps, and I thought it was mostly in Russia. No.
It comes from Russia, and just near Moscow to the east, you'll see modern day Tatar. It's the Tatar Empire, which is not legally in Russia, but physically in Russia. When Bolsheviks from Wall Street destroyed Russia and killed 100 million Christians and set up the godless atheist Bolshevik Russian system, what they did was they destroyed the Tartarian
Empire.
Yes, they destroyed the last vestiges, and even in Germany, Dresden and all of that, that was Tartarian. They had to destroy America, Russia, and Germany. Why? Because they were just too advanced in Tartarian free energy, magnetism. Now we've got an electrical grid. Before, all of those turrets and towers and all those beautiful highly ornamented Edwardian and Georgian so-called buildings were harvesting magnetic energy. Right, so what they did was to enslave people, you've got to make them pay for their energy, for their food and everything. Before it was free, we had free energy, free food, everything was free. So what they did was they struck a deal with each other. Let's do this, right? So the Colonna family, they went westward, and the Genovese and the Venetians, they went eastward. They controlled Turkey all the way to China. They sent people like Marco Polo out and, to do discovery and in all of those places. But what they did was controlled their ports. It was very important for them not to control the lands and everything. Like Rothschild said, I don't care who makes the laws. I want to control the purse strings, the money.
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
I gotta deal with something real quick. I need a few minute break. So
the guy in China is going to make dirt out of a different kind of soil. Everybody's going to make different dirt. Look at all those Tartarian lines. That's beautiful. So they're making Look at those scrubbed cartouches all the way up. So, you know, you got your dirt, you got your water. Okay, you go outside, you make your mud. Okay. Now, let's up the game a little bit. I'm the bad guy. Okay, I'm you know, the guy's taking over the world, and I've decided I'm gonna attack every city, every town around the world with mud. Okay, that's gonna be my weapon of choice. I'm gonna bury it all in mud. Okay, then I'm gonna take it back over, and I'm gonna claim I found them, and I'm gonna write a date on them. Got flat Earth asterisks. Gaslight Company. Oh wow, how cool is that? Gaslight Company. Check that shit out. So, I'm gonna take over the world. Now, what is the next thing that I need? Okay, I know what I want to do. I want to bury, say, St. Louis in mud. Okay, that's what I want to do. I'm the evil mastermind here. I'm gonna bury St. Louis in mud. Okay, and I'm gonna do it, you know, with dirt and water. Now, let me give you a little tip. Okay, every city, every town around the world, without fail, okay, now maybe they don't have it now, so don't go there.
Hello.
But at one point, when, look at that, that is circuit boardy right there. At some point, okay, in the past, when they found this town, okay, when they built this town or city, check it out. Okay, what the hell? That, man, that's a freaking language. What the hell's going on there? Okay, when they built these cities and towns, they had water. Okay, without question. You do not build a community in a location with no water. And I mean close. Okay, you're gonna have water, because without water, you die. Okay, simple as that. You can go without food for 40 days. Okay, but you can't go without water. Okay, it ain't happening. Forget about it. Okay, you gotta have water. Got a drop in right there. Probably a Subway, maybe. Yeah, I can't remember. Does St. Louis have Subway? I guess so. Yeah, Subway. So every city, every town has around the world has water. Okay, so there's no need as the bad guy. Okay, I'm the bad guy. Okay, I'm gonna go to St. Louis and I'm going to attack it with my mud. I don't need to bring water. Okay, don't need to, because they're gonna have water. Okay, there's no question they're gonna have water. You're not gonna build St. Louis or any other town or city without water. It's not gonna happen. You wouldn't do it because you'd die. Okay, you die. I mean, it's not like you're one dude. Okay, you're not one, you know, fella that's going out and oh, I can just, you know, dig me up a little bit of groundwater, you know, and so, no, you got to have water. Okay, you got to have abundant water. You got to have a lake. You got to have a river. You got to have a stream. You got to have underground aquifers. You got to have some form of water.
I love you guys.
Okay, this is just, you're gonna have water. So you, as the evil genius, okay, I'm the evil genius gonna go attack St. Louis. I ain't gonna worry about bringing my water from my, you know, mud flood attack. It's already gonna be provided. Okay.
Did you ever have one of those days? You know, one of those days when you just don't want to go to bed that day, so you just lay in bed. One of those days when you just don't even want to wake up. You don't want to get up. Don't want to do a damn thing. Sometimes I just want to close my eyes and fade away. I wish I was a kid again. Sometimes I talk with the old friend that died away. I just wanna live again. Sometimes I just lay in bed all day and sleep my life away. I hope God is listening. Sometimes I just turn everything off and isolate. I just ain't fitting. Oh, I wanna go back to sleep again and close my eyes, and close my eyes.
I give a damn about your programming, man. You don't know me from a ham sandwich. 9/11, yeah, we know the man planned it. I studied Earth, and the Earth ain't a damn planet. Boss, it's nothing to a dab with no dab stick. We have a dab and two, radioactives are bad sick. My lighter ran out, hand me the matchstick, and you'll never see a rock flow like magic. My rhymes are venom, attack them with a pen and end them. There's no pretending, if you're my friend till the end. Kings, truth is, you wanna know what the truth brings? Be these raps in accordance with my mood swings. To stay stuck in the past, cause I'm moving on to new things.
Sometimes I just wanna close my eyes and fade away. I wish I was a kid again. Sometimes I talk with the old Ray, he died away. I just wanna live again. Sometimes I just lay in bed all day and sing my life away. I hope God is listening. Oh, I wanna go back to sleep again and close my eyes, and close my eyes. Oh, I wanna go back to sleep again and close my eyes, and close my eyes.
Close my eyes, just close my eyes. I won't go back to close my eyes, just close my eyes. Yeah, I won't go back to sleep again. Close my eyes, just close my eyes. Yeah, I won't go back to sleep again. Close my eyes, just close my eyes. Yeah, I won't go back to sleep again. Close my eyes, just close my eyes. Yeah, I won't go back to sleep again. Close my eyes, just close my eyes. Yeah, I won't go back to sleep again. Close my eyes, just close my eyes. Just close my eyes, just close my eyes. Just close my eyes, just close my eyes. Just close my eyes, just close my eyes.
We took care of it. I don't have to end the show. The little you might have heard my baby screaming, right? So
There's no reason to end the show.
He ate a shitload. He for the Thanksgiving dinner, he was like he's only one and a half, and he ate so much like corn and broccoli and all kinds of stuff, right? So he woke up screaming and his stomach's all tense, and I think it's just gas, right? So my wife's like, I could feel it's gas. I could 100% feel it's gas, right? And my wife's like, we gotta bring him to the hospital because he's like screaming. And I'm like, okay, let me get off for a second. And I was gonna end the stream and just deal with it. And I was gonna bring him, but then he come walking out and he's walking around, and now he's out on the porch with my wife just screaming.
So he's fine, but it's like it's probably just gas digestion. Thank God. Thank God. You know, so I was gonna end the show. No, I'm not gonna end the show. We're gonna keep going. But I need to get what you mean, give him some soda?
Yeah, that might help.
Wow, I never thought of that. You could bring the gas out. Yeah, it might make it worse. It might make it worse though. Well, we're not medical professionals.
Sing it, bitch. Basic, we living in the matrix. NASA fakes it. Test the rap, I aced it. Spaceships don't take space trips. It's ridiculous and dangerous to our minds. Watching the Challenger explode at 8-6. In school eating Lay's chips. As my day shifts, I'll take the night. She said she likes it like this. I got words to play with. Read about it on page 6. I ain't been the same since I saw the earth is a flat disc. Now I get blackballed and blacklists. Fantastic, you globally flatulent. Your wife looks African and masculine. I knew it was a matrix since before the logo changes. Earth is flat like old soda pop. The moon is not a floating rock. Control the block, don't blow the spot. That was a warning shot. Sing it, bitch. Sing it, bitch. Basic, we living in the matrix. NASA fakes it. Test the rap, I aced it. Spaceships don't take space trips. It's ridiculous and dangerous to our minds. Watching the Challenger explode at 8-6. In school eating Lay's chips. As my day shifts, I'll take the night. She said she likes it like this. I got words to play with. Read about it on page 6. I ain't been the same since I saw the earth is a flat disc. Now I get blackballed and blacklists. Fantastic, you globally flatulent. Your wife looks African and masculine. I knew it was a matrix since before changes. Earth's flat like old soda pop. The moon is not a floating rock. Control the block, don't blow the spot. That was a warning shot. Sing it, bitch. Give it, give it, give it. Your soul. Give it, give it, your soul. Give it, give it, give it. Your soul. Give it, give it, give it. Your soul. Your soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Say so much trouble in the world today. When you see the simulation, everything is okay. You can Rasta, even Andre, cooking up the pasta with no delay. Portland, Oregon is the place where I play. Even when it's raining and day. Hey, we got rivers, breeze, and trees. Everything now when you know I'm in need. I just get the weed from the corner store. Yeah, cause we got even more than you could even imagine, and you know it's the best, cause I just gonna have to puff out my chest. I don't need no ego though, cause it's been depleted. Everything now but the history's completed, cause I know the truth why I'm in the booth, cause I gotta come and just give it to you. Dr. Hawthorne, yeah, that's my name. Head of the Nut House, they think I'm playing a game. Sovereign, yeah, my soul's intact. Bob Marley has returned, as a matter of fact. Shot the sheriff, no, I don't need no gun. Using my chainsaw is much more fun. Or maybe my bat. Her name's Lucille. Think that I won't? Yeah, I probably will. I don't need no redemption when I'm singing this song. Sandy knows the hook, she's probably singing along. I don't condone violence though, because that shit's whack. I'd rather hit him with the music. As a matter of fact, when the music hits, it may cause you pain or ease your mind like Prince Purple Rain. I don't want to sit and wait in vain. Your political circus, it is hurting my brain. I'm the sofa king, like an eagle. I manifest to be the best, my chakras endure. I don't need medication, cause I'm feeling just fine. Lively up yourself with your spiritual wealth. Quit eating sugar, cause that shit's bad for your health. It's no wonder you're sick. I can
But look in your fridge, it's straight up disgusting what they fed you as a kid. Cause you can't stop me no matter how hard you try. Go ahead and call the cops, they probably smoke it too. I will give it to them, take a big puff, blow it in the sky. Yeah, you know it's enough, we're gonna do it, pursue it every day and night. Late night live, yeah, we're gonna get it right. Keep it so true, yeah, just for you. All of these things, hip hop, what we pursue, we It's so safe. So much trouble in the world today. When you see the simulation, everything is okay. You can call me Rasta, even on trade. Cooking up the pasta with no delay. Portland, Oregon is the place where I play. Even when it's raining, I go out and say, hey, we got rivers, breeze, and trees. Everything now when you know I'm in need, I just get the weed.
So here we go. So I asked AI. All right, I asked Google AI. Same difference, right? Same boat, different canoe. The mud flood. I asked it when was the mud flood. I asked Google when was the mud flood. The mud flood in the conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory. No, it says the mud flood in the conspiracy theory about the lost Tartarian Empire is said to have occurred in 1834. Like, they just give you a straight up blatant answer, like 1834. That's what year they think the mud flood happened in that's in AI.
That's what the computer wants us
It
to
doesn't
know.
say who said it. It says it is said. It doesn't say who said it, like who is said. Yeah, but 1834, exact year. That's when they think the mud flood happened. So that would mean what?
They're basing the facts on a theory.
So 2025 to 19. What is it like? What is it like? 100 and I don't know. How many years is that, man?
So does that mean it happened after Jesus? I think AI is kind of overviewing things a little weird.
Well, it also says the theory is supported by the idea that the Tartarian was once known country that is now forgotten. The intrigue began with the classified CIA document in 1957, which I have because I work for the agency. Look,
Nice.
this is a straight up CIA document. I'm showing you guys right now. Straight up.
You're right. You think Tartaria happened? Did Tartaria?
What?
Did Tartaria happen after Jesus? And like they do different kind of things to.
Well, let's read this straight off Nancy's desk from the CIA document, approved for release in 8/24/1995. CIA RDP 78-02771 R0002 000900002-6. National Cultural Development under Communism. Muslims of Russia, Tatars of the Volga and the Crimea, Kingrits and Sots of Siberia and Turkestan, Turks and Tatars of Transcaucasia, Chechens and mountain peoples of the Caucasus, and all whose mosques and prayer houses have been destroyed, whose beliefs and customs have been trampled upon by the Tsars and the oppressors have been trampled upon of Russia. Henceforth, your beliefs and the customs, your national and cultural institutions are forever free and inviolate. Organize your national life in complete freedom. This is your right.
Thus read in part a proclamation issued on December 7th, 1917 by the Bolsheviks over the signatures of Lenin and Stalin, addressed to all Muslim toilers of Russia in the East. The Bolsheviks had realized that if their resolution was to be complete success and if they were to be able to consolidate their newly won power, the support of Russia's minority peoples in other pronouncements designed for the same purpose will also issue. For example, a previous declaration also signed by Lenin and Stalin issued on November 5th, 1996 stated, the Council of People's Commissars had decided to base in its activities with regard to the nationalities of Russia. Where is it? The Muslim. There's a spot that says, I'm looking for a certain. I'm not trying to read this whole thing.
Sounds pretty
There's
good.
a spot that says they're going to wipe Tartaria off the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, man, where is it? Is it highlighted for me or what? Oh, here it is. No. Yeah, that's what they want. They want you just to give up. Oh well. It's there though. It's definitely there. But
Well, it's mentioned in the Bible too, so search that out.
I'm looking for it.
You actually think about it. Oh.
Yeah. Here it is. Maybe not. We're getting crazy texts coming at this late hour. Who is it? Sandy. Sandy just woke up.
Oh, hi, Sandy. Wow. She got to sleep on the late night. That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah.
She already knows that other stuff about the flood, I think.
She's here.
Well, remember how you asked me for a prayer of healing? A prayer of healing? Remember you were asking me for that?
Yeah. Let's do it. Was it healing?
All right. Yeah, it's a Bible verse from the Psalms, and it also is something Jesus did. So check this out. This is, everybody knows the story when he flips over the money tables and stuff at the temple, right? It says here, Jesus went into the temple of God and drove out all those who bought and sold in the temple and overturned the tables of the money changers and those seats of those who sold doves. And he said to them, it is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. Then the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. But when the chief priests and the scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying out in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were indignant and said to him, do you hear what these are saying? And Jesus said to them, yes. Have you never read, out of the mouth of babes and of nursing infants you have perfected praise? So then the psalm that is all about that is Psalm 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like exactly what he did there. It says here, the glory of the Lord in creation. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth, who have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth and babes and nursing infants you have ordained strength, because your enemies, that you may silence the enemy and the avenger. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have ordained, what is man, that you are mindful of him? And the Son of Man, that you visit him. So this is about when Jesus came into the world as a man, what he did. For you have made him a little lower than the angels, and you have crowned him with glory and honor. You have made him to have dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, even the beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea, that pass through the paths of the sea. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth. I thought that was cool. I wanted to share that for a prayer.
Thank you, Andy. Amen in Jesus Christ's name. That goes out to everybody that we're trying to heal tonight. So check this out. I found what I was looking for. Zachary Denman.
In 1998, the CIA declassified a document which they had produced in 1957. A section within the document mentions the existence of the Tartarian civilization. In other words, Tartar history was to be rewritten. Let us be frank, was to be falsified in order to eliminate references to the great Russian aggressions and to hide facts of the real center of Tartar-Russian relations.
Nice. Well, that still didn't show it, though. I was looking for the
In
actual...
19...
Oh, well, we'll get to it. I'll find it. I had it before. All right. Well, Sandy's coming in. You have a good show for you. I think we're going to take a quick break because I got to get a coffee made. Sandy's coming in with some Mandela effects. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We covered. All right. So let's finish real quick let's finish the flood talk. Final thoughts on we're not ending the show, but final thoughts on the flood. Like, when do you think it happened? Do you believe the mud flood version? Do you believe the Bible version? Do you think it's somewhere in between? Do you think there was multiple floods? Where are we at?
I believe there.
Anyone, but
I'll go first. I believe the biblical flood of when he flooded the earth in Noah's time was 2350 BC. That's what I get on my timeline. And mud floods, I believe we've had several, and I believe there could have been a couple different reasons, man-made or, from like earthquakes, or it could have been dew weapons also.
All right.
No, not the mud flood. That's what that one guy was trying to talk about in his video. He was trying to say that all that silt came down from the Great Flood, that was impossible. Yeah. But mud flood, that's, obviously you could see mud came in and it would like flow into a city and bury half of it. Weird. Yeah. Hidden history.
It's what it looks like here in Michigan too.
I believe it. Next. No, he never sinned.
That's because they were asking someone for money and an oath of loyalty to them and earthly presence in order to receive salvation. Yeah, they're trying to tell, they're trying
the
to
free
make
gift
us
of
buy
God.
our way into heaven, and that's not how it works. You know what I
He
mean?
was
Or
dead.
buy our way into the grace of God. If they're, for all we know, heaven is just a new world. Again, I'm not really even sure at this point because of that matrixy stuff.
Yeah.
Good works are a
He
good
said,
thing, but
he,
that's not
he
what
said
gets you
talk
into
about
heaven.
worldly possessions. Mhm.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
Well, yeah, but how long is this little season if that's the case? And if it looks like these floods have happened for some of us in our regions, it looks like these floods happened within
It
the
never
last couple
even says
100 years.
season. It just says a short period of time. Actually.
Yeah.
So don't let the
The next thing to happen is what we're watching for. You know what I mean?
That'll be the final judgment. The great white throne, the last judgment.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
I believe it. Oh yeah.
From the beginning.
From the reset.
Now it's like rapidly upon us, and it's like spreading. So I think it's really we're probably gonna see something major in our lifetime, or the apocalypse itself. But I don't know. I mean, like,
No, that already happened.
Right.
2,000 years ago.
So if
Or 1,500.
kind of seems like it's coming to that. I mean, since the beginning of Christianity, they've been getting murdered. Jesus got murdered. I mean, when they heard when he was born, they tried to kill all the babies that were. That's how wicked the government was. They tried to kill all the babies that were born that were male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under 2 years of age.
And they did kill them all. He had to go hide in Egypt. And then that's what the prophecy about him coming out of Egypt is, when he's called the vine, like a branch out of Egypt.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Herod.
Right.
Herod.
Was
he
it?
said kill all the children under 2 years of age.
Facts.
He wanted to make sure he got them.
What's up, Sandy? Sorry, Sandy. How long were you back there?
It's okay. I'm still waking up. It's fine. Hi,
Uh,
everyone.
Nice. Hi, Sandy.
Hi. Huh. I can bear. I'm seriously having trouble even typing hello to people in the chat, so it's okay. I've literally been awake about 15 minutes.
Well,
It's
you sound a lot.
3:33
You sound a lot better than you did earlier.
Huh?
You sound a lot better than you did earlier. I told them you weren't feeling well.
Yeah.
And we prayed for you and everybody else who's sick.
Oh, thank you.
And now look, you sound better in your hair.
Yeah, I do.
So it worked
Yeah.
a little bit.
Actually, that's why I prayed. That's why I did that, because when you popped up in the chat, it reminded me what Ray said. So we should pray.
It's
Oh,
so that's why I
thank
came
you.
up.
Every once in
Yeah.
a while. I do it all the time, but at least every once in a while. It's good to pray.
Yeah, prayer of thanks.
I am.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's good to be kind of like a friend with God. You know?
I
Well,
do
just
both.
something-
I just talk to him like he's here, and if I'm praying because people really need help, I take the time. Well, I can't kneel, but I do the typical. I fold my hands and actually close my eyes and pray. But then there's also times where I just talk to him. Mhm. I used to actually pray to Jesus to let there be a parking spot, because where I
Why
live,
not?
you
We
might
do.
have to park 3 blocks away, and I can't walk far. And
I still do.
there'd be a spot for me every time. No lie, there would be a spot for me every time.
Actually, speaking of what you just said, Ken, I didn't have my driver's license for 20 years, and I didn't have a car for 20 years. And now I just got my driver's license back. I prayed for it, and I got my car back. So I did pray for a car, and they gave it to me. But you know what?
That's wonderful.
They just handed me my driver's license. It was crazy. Like, for 20 years, they were fighting me on it. They wouldn't give it to me. They wanted me to pay a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, it just happened. Like, I moved to Florida, and then I prayed, and then Florida's like, here you go. Something happened. They put it through on the computer. I don't know how it worked. It was a miracle.
Yeah. Now you just got to make sure to do a prayer of thanks.
Yeah, we're gonna do a prayer of thanks. We got to do that, Andy.
That's good because
All right, well, I want to play another song.
Pilots know, we know the earth is flat. Soldiers know, we know the earth is flat. Radar technicians know, we know the earth is flat. True kings know, we know the earth is flat. Flatters, we know the earth is flat. Flatters, we know the earth is flat. Flatters, we know the earth is flat. We know the earth is flat. Flatter soldiers. We know the earth is flat. Flatter soldiers. We know the earth is flat. Flatter soldiers. We know the earth is flat. We know the earth is flat. It's Rod Russ on the mic and nobody can believe this. Lyrics coming out sounding like a thesis. We spit about flat earth and other truth or topics. When we go on vacation, might be going to the tropics. And we just can't stop having people saying when the next track gonna drop. You know we just won't quit. Hashtag mud mob and you're gonna feel it.
It's Rye Russ from Orlando. You might see me rolling up in the Lambo. And we got bars for days coming at the audience all kinds of ways. We make videos, music, and we do research. Got an online shop selling hoodies and t-shirts. And we got mugs and caps. Type of shit you need rolling up in tracks. Pilots know, we know the earth is flat. Soldiers know, we know the earth is flat. Radar technicians know, we know the earth is flat. True kings know, we know the earth is flat. We know the earth is flat. Flat earth soldiers. We know the earth is flat. Flat earth soldiers. We know the earth is flat. We know the earth is flat. Flat earth soldiers. We know the earth is flat. Flat earth soldiers. We know the earth is flat. Flat earth soldiers. We know the earth is flat. We know the earth is flat.
In a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back to back.
When you said that just now, did it sound stupid to you? Kind of.
Hey, what kind of stream now? Because no one's in here. See you good home. I'll think y'all for 2 minutes. What's up? Good.
Darkness of pain, we have no fear. You chose to come here. Told you from the start, best play the game smart. Take a chance, go back to start, or straight to jail. The goal is simply not to fail. Things to the matrix.